The fountain of youth isn't a hidden spring tucked away in a forgotten jungle, but a dormant biological reset button waiting inside your own body at this very second. Every breath you take, your cells are aging, rusting out like an old engine, and accumulating a toxic layer of cellular trash that leads to the very diseases we fear most. For decades, we were told this decay was an inevitable slide toward the end, a slow burn of biology that we could only watch in the mirror. But a silent miracle was recently uncovered, a biological superpower that allows you to literally eat your own disease to survive. This is not science fiction. It is the highest form of science we have, a discovery so profound it changed the way we look at life itself. But before we dive into how you can activate this power, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time your body felt truly clean? Not just showered or hydrated, but clean at a molecular level. If the answer is never, you might be sitting on a ticking time bomb of cellular waste. If you want to understand how to diffuse it, you need to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to reveal is the intersection of a Nobel Prize and a 1,400-year-old secret that the world is only now beginning to believe. Think of your body as a sprawling, glowing metropolis. When you are young, the city's sanitation department is flawless. Every broken protein, every damaged scrap of DNA, and every malfunctioning power plant within your cells is recycled instantly. Your cellular city is pristine, vibrant, and efficient. But as the years pass and the modern world keeps us constantly fed, the garbage trucks stop running. In our world of endless snacking, late-night meals, and constant insulin spikes, the sanitation department goes on strike. The trash begins to pile up in the streets of your veins and the hallways of your brain. This cellular junk is the root of the fog we call Alzheimer's, the metabolic breakdown we call diabetes, and the unchecked growth we call cancer. Your body becomes a hoarder's house, suffocating under the weight of its own unrecycled waste. In 2016, the world stood still as the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to a brilliant mind from Japan, Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi. He didn't invent a new chemical or build a futuristic machine. Instead, he looked through a microscope and discovered a process called autophagy. In ancient Greek, it literally translates to self-eating. At first, that sounds terrifying. Why would you want your body to eat itself? But Dr. Ohsumi proved that this is the most beautiful form of self-love your biology possesses. He showed that when the body is under a specific type of stress, your cells form tiny trash bags called autophagosomes. They hunt down the toxic proteins, the broken mitochondria, and the viral invaders, bag them up, and melt them down with powerful enzymes. They don't just throw the trash away, they turn it into brand new high-quality energy. It is the ultimate internal renovation. If this sounds like the breakthrough you've been waiting for, make sure you've hit that subscribe button and turned on notifications. We are exploring the deepest mysteries of the human body every week, and you don't want to miss the reveal of how this science validates your most ancient traditions. The problem is that for most of us, this recycling plant is permanently closed. We are living in a biological paradox. We have more food than any generation in history, yet our cells are starving for the crisis that triggers repair. As long as you are eating, your body is too lazy to recycle. Why would your cells bother scrubbing the floors when new furniture and fuel are arriving every few hours? To trigger this
cellular city, the streets are clean and well organized, and the energy plants operate with remarkable efficiency.
A temporary controlled state of scarcity. When you cross the threshold of 12, 14, or 16 hours without a single calorie, the on switch finally flips. The body realizes that no new supplies are coming. It doesn't panic, it adapts. In a stroke of survival genius, it begins a desperate hunt for fuel, but it doesn't start by burning your muscle or your vital tissue. It starts with the garbage.
During
It
a
targets
fast,
the old,
your gut
the
lining
weak, and
becomes
the
a
broken
thriving
parts of
ecosystem.
itself first.
Cellular,
It is a
richer, more
deep
resilient
cellular
being.
holy
I'm not religious.
fire
I found
that
Autophagy through a Tim
burns
Ferriss
away the
podcast 3
debris
years
of
ago. My resting
aging.
heart rate dropped 8 points.
This is where science
Your
meets
grandmother
the
was right.
divine.
One
For over 14
species
centuries,
healing
nearly 2
itself
billion people have practiced a ritual
together.
that seemed, to the uninformed,
Baba,
like
why don't
simple
you eat?
religious
You know how your room
obedience.
gets messy?
During the month
it
of
finding stuff it
Ramadan,
lost?
from
Actually,
the first
yes.
light of dawn until the sun dips below the horizon, millions of people abstain from every drop of water and every crumb of food. For generations, this was seen purely as a test of spirit, a bridge to the divine, a way to feel the hunger of the poor. And while it is all of those things, we now know it is also a biological, psychomasterstroke. Look closer at the clock of a fasting person. The precise window prescribed for the Ramadan fast, usually 12 to 18 hours, is the exact biological sweet spot required to maximize this Nobel Prize winning cellular cleansing. As the sun sets and a fasting person reaches for a single date to break their fast, their body hasn't just been waiting, it has been in a state of profound physical resurrection. While they were praying, working, or reflecting, their cells were taking out the trash that causes cancer and inflammation. The ancient spiritual command wasn't just a lesson in discipline, it was a perfectly timed biological prescription for longevity. But wait, there is a secret within the secret. Stick around for just a few more minutes because I'm going to share the specific mental shift that happens at the 18-hour mark. The moment when your brain
The
actually
date,
starts
a
to
natural
rewire
formula.
itself
Fiber-bound sugars
for
and stabilizes
better
the heart.
focus and
Magnesium
clarity.
relaxes muscles. A
If
pharmaceutical
you've ever
before
felt like your
pharmacology.
mind was stuck in a fog,
species
this next part is for you.
healing
You can
itself
feel this transition when you fast.
together.
The first few days are a struggle
Stop filling
as the
every
city
hour.
protests
Stop
the lack
snacking
of
every
new
2
supplies.
hours. Give it the
You might
quiet
feel a
it
headache,
needs.
a
Watch
touch
what
of
it builds.
irritability, or a
I tell
wave
my
of
type 2
fatigue.
patients
That is
to
not
fast.
weakness.
I
That is
tell
the
my
sound of the garbage
cardiovascular
truck starting their
patients to
engines for the
fast. I
first
tell
time
my
in years.
patients to
But then
clarity
a
in my
quiet,
life.
luminous clarity arrives. The hunger
Every time
fades into a
insulin
calm,
spikes,
resilient
autophagy
energy.
stops.
The
Every
brain
time
fog
you snack,
lifts,
you
and
reset
a
the
sense
timer
of
to
alpha
0.
focus takes over. You realize that by emptying the stomach, you are actually filling the soul. You are clearing the physical noise so you can finally hear the spiritual whisper. This is the convergence of the lab and the mosque, the data and the dream. Dr. Ohsumi found the truth through a microscope, proving that our bodies were
The
designed to
Prophet
thrive in
Muhammad,
the
peace be
absence
upon
of
him,
excess.
fasted every Monday
Billions
and
of people
Thursday.
Every
find
week.
that same
With the
truth every
16:8,
year
you
by
fast for
simply
16
looking at the
hours
new
daily.
moon
The moon
and
has been
deciding
giving the
to
same
wait.
signal for
It reminds us
1400
that we are
years.
not just
The
machines
desk is
that wear
new.
out,
The window
but
between them
living
barely clean.
masterpieces capable of constant miraculous renewal. We often think of growth as adding something to our lives. More food, more supplements, more information. But the Nobel Prize for Autophagy teaches us that true growth
This happens
comes
during
from
every fast.
subtracting.
Every hour of
It is
caloric
in the
restriction
space
is an
between
hour of
the
editing
meals,
time for your
in the
genome.
silence of the
If this
stomach,
landed, you probably
that
have
the
one
body
question.
finds the
How do
strength
I
to
actually do this
rebuild
safely?
itself.
I made a guide. Everything I wish
This
I'd
is
known.
the
It's in the
ultimate
description.
biohack, and it's been free and available to us for thousands of years. It turns out that the most advanced medical technology in the universe isn't a pill. It's the intelligence of your own cells when you finally give them the space to do their job. As we look at the world today, rife with chronic illness and the fatigue of overconsumption, this discovery offers a life.
You don't need a fortune to heal. You need the discipline to step back.
Just the discipline to step back. Whether you fast
I know.
for spiritual reasons or for the sheer love of science, the result is the same: a cleaner, stronger, and more vibrant you. Sometimes the only way to truly fix what is broken inside of us is to step back, wait for the sunset, and let the body perform the miracle it was born to do. What has your journey with fasting taught you about your own hidden strength? Have you felt that moment of clarity after the 12th hour? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation about the power of the fast. If this story moved you, Share it with someone who needs to know that their body is capable of a comeback. Would you like me to create a specific guide on how to safely reach that Nobel Prize autophagy window for the first time?